Hi children, so it's Monday today and we're going to be looking at our story, The Windmill Farmer, and our job this week really is to turn that wonderful video into fabulous words that is going to tell the same story. So as always we have our different bits of learning that we're going to do, and today we are looking at expanded noun phrases with prepositions. I've put your spelling sheet in here to remind you to use it when you do your writing, please. Okay, expanded noun phrases. So just pause the video and see if you can tell the person next to you, or talk to yourself if you haven't got anyone, what is an expanded noun phrase. So a noun phrase is, a noun is the name of something, and a noun phrase, an expanded noun phrase, is where you're using adjectives to describe that noun. So that is basically, let's think, the bright shiny orange, the old rickety table. And the whole reason for this is to bring your work to life. If you remember, I said the words you use are like a painter's colours when he's painting a picture. So you really have to use those words to make them exciting. Now, obviously, there's something else on our list. It's not just an expanded noun phrase. It's an expanded noun phrase with a preposition. So just pause the video and see if you can think, what is a preposition? Well, hopefully you've all remembered that a preposition is telling us where that thing is. So it often uses words like under, behind, next to, by. So lots of some simple words, some a little bit more complicated. So we're going to use the video, and today we're going to write some sentences to describe parts of the story which use expanded noun phrases and use expanded noun phrases with prepositions. So get ready, because coming up is a noun. Are you ready? Here it is. The seedling. So if I look at that, it's not a sentence yet, but we have a name for something, the seedling. So I'm going to add some adjectives to describe that seedling, to start giving a picture in people's minds of what that seedling is. So it's the tiny seedling. Now, if you remember what we always like to use, not every single sentence, but we like to use two adjectives, and we use a comma between them. So here we have the tiny, fragile seedling. Now, if you remember, we always need to use a comma if we're listing our adjectives, and as we've got two, we're listing. So what comes next? Let's have a look. The tiny, fragile seedling between his fingers. So we've used the preposition to tell us where that tiny seedling is. And now we're going to tell us what it's doing. The tiny, fragile seedling between his fingers spun. And adding to my verb spun, we can also tell us an adverb. How did it spin? So the tiny, fragile seedling between his fingers spun gently. So if we look at that sentence, you can see I've used different colours to show you the different parts of it. We've got the tiny fragile seedling, which is our expanded noun phrase, between his fingers, which is our preposition, and spun, which is our verb, and gently is our adverb. So we're going to use this structure to write our own sentences from parts of the story, and you'll see we've got some different pictures showing you the different nouns for you to come up with. So we've got the first one up there. So the second picture is the storm. Okay, so just have a little think. What words might you use to describe a storm? You might want to pause it to have a little think. Now, hello, if you paused it, welcome back. We're thinking about the storm. We're not going to choose gentle, lovely words, because the whole point of a storm is we want it to be terrifying, loud, and so you need to think about the words you choose, and this is the whole point of this, is that the word that we choose to write really creates a picture in people's heads and really describes our story well, and that's why we have to be so careful with what we choose. So could the terrifying loud storm, where could it be? What's our preposition? Is it going to be in the distance? Is it going to be by the hills? Is it going to be in the sky? And what is that terrifyingly loud storm going to be doing? Is it going to be crashing? And how is it crashing? Is it going to be crashing violently? So just think really carefully when you choose your words to describe it. Think about how you really want to make that picture and bring in those ideas so that people get a really good idea of what you mean, because on the video they use the music and the images. You haven't got that video, so you've got to use words to describe it. So you can see the structure of it is quite simple, And you might write it out like that, so just build it up, because I think it really helps your brain think about those different parts of it. And you've got, it looks like you've got, how many have you got? You've got 4 to do. So you have a go with them. It shouldn't take you too long. I want to see capital letters, I want to see full stops, and don't forget the commas between your adjectives. So well done for listening. I hope it's fairly simple, but quite good for you to really think about. And I'm looking forward to seeing them come up on Class Dojo. Okay, well done everybody.